guys, welcome to the channel. Okay, I am putting down some clear gesso on this page. Not really for the reason we usually use gesso for. I was adding texture. So I'm using just the Poppy Crafts 240 GSM cardstock, and it's flat white. And I wanted to add I wanted to go mixed media crazy on this layout. So I was just feeling like getting really messy. So I pulled out some tissue papers. These are from the DINA Wakely collage papers. I went down with, I actually put that clear gesso, I actually put it down with a gesso brush to get brush strokes in it, just to add extra texture and extra interest on the page. Now I'm going to town. There is no rhyme nor reason to what I'm doing here. I'm just putting different thicknesses, widths, all sorts of things. I'm just getting this down on the paper just to start to develop layers. Now, the one thing that I have a lot of people ask me about is they really want me to do lots of mixed media. Absolutely, I will do that every single day if I could. I love doing things like this. I'm using what was the paste that I used? It was Montmartre Gel Medium in the matte finish, because I didn't want any gloss or shine at this point. I wanted to just come in here, and you can see I'm using my DINA Wakely stamping platform. That's a 6x5 or whatever acetate stamping platform. I use it more now for mixed media than I do for anything else. It is the best. But if I need it for a large stamp, I've also got it for that. Now, I'm just going in here with some old stencils, just creating layers. So the secret at this point is just getting layers down on your paper. So you're just trying to build up the layers on top of each other. The only real thing that I sort of think about at this point is that is the new Distress Oxide color, Scorched Timber. It is gorgeous. It is the perfect brown. It really is the perfect brown. And it has more of a grey undertone than a yellow undertone. So when you wet it and when you wick it out, instead of it going yellow like the ground espresso does, it goes grey black. It goes that direction. So it is gorgeous. I'm doing a little bit of ink dripping now, so I'm just adding some splotches. I don't want lots of these. I just want a couple just to add to the layers. So it's just a little bit in the background. You've got a little bit of running. I've used a bit of bubble wrap with some ink, and I've put that down. I'm just building the layers. That's all this is. At this point, now, this is the point that I think most people would stop and go, oh, it's not working. Keep going. My tip, and I haven't said it enough lately, my tip is this. Just keep going. Take 2 more steps. If you just take 2 more steps, that is the difference between, is that working or not? Versus, oh, wow, hang on, it's coming together. Just keep going. It's only paper. You've got these products. You've got a bit of paint. You've got it going together. Now, I'll be honest with you. I stopped there because I had to, hashtag mum life. So I came back the following morning and I went, yep, keep building these layers. So I pulled out my brayer. This is my small brayer. And I had left over on my palette there from the day before. I just put a bit of press and seal over the top of it, and it just kept it moist until the following day. So can you see now, by doing what I'm doing there, I'm adding the layers. I'm letting it dry between the layers. The thing you have to remember is, 1, acrylic paint, once it's put down on paper, and once it dries, it's permanent, right? Distress oxides are water reactive. So it doesn't matter how many times you put things down, they will react, continually react. So the more water you put on, it doesn't matter when it is, it will continue to react. I use a combination of the oxides and acrylic to then be able to go and lock in a color. So that works for me on what I'm doing here. Now, I'm just using different, you can see I've used different stencils. I started off with hearts. I'm now up to a geometric pattern. I've just put down some, so can you see all those grungy layers now? They're mixing into each other. You can see different pieces poking through. Some bits are stronger, some bits are lighter. Now I'm using some texture paste. I'm using, these are some new stencils and stamps that were sent to me by the amazing Sonia. Thank you so much. This parcel blew my mind. If you want to see what she sent me, jump over to Facebook and have a look, because I am just so overwhelmed by the generosity. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And look at that. They arrived this day and I used them straight away. So I used a hexagon stamp by KAISERCRAFT in there. I used that stencil that's a number letter stencil from KAISERCRAFT as well. And I will have this stuff linked in the description below. So just keep watching. Don't worry about focusing on writing things down. Now I pulled out my VERSAFINE CLAIR inks. These are permanent inks as well. And they give you a really clear stamp. So when you put something down, and they're a pigment ink, so they stay wetter longer. So you're actually able to sprinkle a little bit of clear embossing powder over the top, and it will add the shine and the shimmer that you're looking for. It's not glitter, but it's shine and it's reflective, and I find that looks really cool on mixed media layouts. So I have that particular tub. That's my mixed media clear tub. So when I am putting it, if I'm putting embossing powder over mixed media, that's the tub I use. I have a separate one for if I'm just doing stamping. It doesn't get any contaminants in it and it doesn't bother me. Now, it's at this point that I knew that I was putting my photo in the center. I knew that's where I was putting it. This is just a photo of Gizmo, and the colors, he was not getting, this was a winter photo and he was not getting up for anybody. And Taylor's like trying to get him out of bed, and he was looking at her as if to say, excuse me? I don't think so. I'm cozy. I'm warm. Leave me alone. And it was just a super cute photo. So I've gone around the edges a few times. I have distressed the edges so that it goes better with the mixed media background. It doesn't look perfect. That's what I was trying to avoid. I've used a piece of vellum in there as well to soften the black. And this is I did this and squished it down and then realized it went crooked. So had to fix that again. But now can you see, once you cover up and put your focal image in the center, can you see how the outside edge, like the mixed media around it, works really well? Now I didn't, or did I? Did I do any splatters on this? I don't think I did. Sometimes I do splatters and sometimes I don't. And when I do my voiceovers, so I make my videos, I try and be really creative in the first half of the week, and then the second half of the week is when I do my editing and voiceovers and stuff. And I've got to be honest, I can't remember if I did a couple of things that I usually do on this layout. So I'm using some tape to put this down I was using my hook and then remembered, hang on, I've got my little tape lifting tool. This thing's amazing. It's so good. See how much quicker that was? So good. Now I'm using tape because I find if I tape across the back of it and I add it to my black cardstock or whatever I'm using, now I find that it flattens it out. So if you don't like your papers warping, that's a good tip. It does flatten it out. I know you're using a second sheet of cardstock, but I just buy the cheap stuff and it works perfectly. I buy my cardstocks from craft online, and I use the POPPYCRAFT brand, and it works perfectly for me. It really does. It cuts beautifully, and it's not expensive. Each white sheet of cardstock that I use, I think it works out to be about 30 cents. I think it's been 25 or 30 cents a sheet. So for me, super cheap compared to buying pattern papers and all that sort of thing. But I love those too, don't you worry, I buy those as well. So I decided to make my own title and handwrite it to go with the mixed media effect, but I wanted it to have an offset feel to it. So I wanted to do this to show you guys that if you don't have, because I've got a lot of people that have just started scrapbooking, if you don't have all the stamps, you don't have a Cricut, you don't have a Silhouette Cameo or a Cricut Joy or anything like that that you can cut out your titles with, try doing it like this. There's no right, there's no wrong. I just used a very light hand with an alcohol marker, and then I went through and put a sort of a drop shadow, but I did it with the aqua coloured Posca paint pen. Wow, that was really hard to get out this morning. I don't know what's going on. Jeez. Have a dry mouth, that could be it. Let's blame it on that. That'll work. Now, I hope everyone's having a great week. Our flooding situation is completely resolved now, although there's a big mess to clean up. I personally here at my place, I'm fine. I have lived in this town for 41, 42 years. I know exactly where it floods all the time, and when my husband and I were looking for a house, I knew exactly where to look because it doesn't flood here. And if it floods here, the rest of Caboolture is in a lot of trouble. a lot of trouble. So we're quite high where we are. So, and we're not near the river, which is really good. Now, I'm adding some, this is, when you use your little foam dots, don't throw away the packaging. Cut it up and use it. It's a foam layer that you've paid for anyway. Don't throw that bit out. Use it. It's basically not wasting your money then. You're using the entire supply except for the backing paper. Now, sorry about that phone call there. That was actually Taylor. She went to Costco for me and she bought so much food. Wow. It was crazy. But eternally grateful because she did that and I didn't have to. So as a mum, I think we all agree, once our kids are old enough to help us out, it's amazing. So what am I doing now? I'm just adding some sprinkly bits because I think it needed, I know I did the clear embossing powder, but I wanted just a little bit more sprinkle through it. So I went through these flat aqua ones. When you see them up close, they are actually your table sprinkles that you put on if you're celebrating, you know, a birthday or whatever. You get them from Kmart. They're in the party section or whatever shop you're in. Check the party section because they have got some really cool table sprinkles that you can use on your layouts for next to nothing. So there you go. You can see the hexagons. You can still see the tissue paper poking through. You can see the stamps. You can see the texture paste, the distress edging, the titles lifted up. I did go around the edge of the title with my black brush pen. And that's about it, guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. All that helps my channel out big time. And I also have a buy me a coffee link in the description below if you would like to help out the channel by purchasing some more supplies. So thank you so much for watching. I will have everything listed in the description below, and I will chat to you again tomorrow with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, look at that texture. How cool is that? I love texture. It's so cool. Thanks so much, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.